Did I miss? Was I not paying? There's no way. I swear, Sarah J. Maas, count your days. You're kidding me right now. Yes, Dorian. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold. Pause. Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be reading the whole Throne of Glass series. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm just going to try to read it whenever I can, whenever I feel like it, and just vlog the whole experience. So I'm just really excited. I honestly don't even really know what it's about, and I've really tried to like avoid spoilers or anything like related to it that could possibly give anything away. I have looked up, and I am thinking I'm going to start with Assassin's Blade. I know you can either read this as like the first book, or you can read it, I think, as like the fourth book or something, but I'm going to read it as the first. I just think it's gonna make sense for what I want to do. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to get reading, and I hope I don't get overwhelmed and I can read these very quickly. But it's been they've been on my TBR for years at this point, so I really just need to do it, get it done. And I really like Akatar. I've read that, so once I read this, then I can move on to Crescent City. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna put on some music, get cozy, and we can get into it. I think I'm gonna give like basically a spoiler of everything that happened in this book, like mainly the main plot points. I'm sorry if you can hear yelling in the back. That's my husband. So basically in this, there is 5 different books. There's the Assassin and the Pirate Lord, the Assassin and the Healer, the Assassin in the Desert, the Assassin in the Underworld, and the Assassin in the Empire. In the Assassin, the Pirate Lord, it starts out and it explains that there is an assassin, the main character, Kalena Sardanthians. But she is an assassin for this guy named Arabin Hamel, and he is the king's assassin. I'm not entirely sure if that means that the king goes through him, but I don't know. I don't think so. But basically, she has to go on tasks, and her identity is a secret. She wears a mask because she doesn't want anyone else knowing that she's a 17-year-old girl. But it starts with her going with another assassin, Sam Cortland, and they go to these pirates, and they have to make a deal with like the main pirate guy. While they're there, she finds out what the deal is. The deal is that Arabin is having them get a bunch of slaves and shipping them over, and I guess just to get money. And her and Sam have a lot of issues with that, just because they don't agree with the being slaves. And also Sam's like mother and like friends of his he's dealt with, like there's just like a lot of past trauma with slaves. So they decide to, well, Kalena decides to come up with a plan to free the slaves and ruin the deal with Arabin and the Pirate Lord. So Sam helps her out. They end up freeing the slaves, all this stuff, but Arabin is really, really upset about it because he lost a lot of money from it. So then when she gets back, her and Sam get beat really bad, like by Arabin. She gets sent away. Then the Healer one, it's about Kalena is in a inn, and she's staying there for a little bit until she can go to the desert where she's been like sent for like a punishment. And she meets this girl who is in this inn, and it's just not like a good place, and there's a lot of like bad people, and she just helps this healer out. It's not really like it's not a crazy story. It's a small one. It gives you more of a perspective of how Kalena is and like what her morals are. And so she helps this girl out, and she like gives this girl some money and teaches her like kind of how to take some guys down. And then it goes into the desert, the assassin in the desert, and in this she's trekking through the desert to get to this other assassins guild that's like on the other side of the world. I don't even know if it's on the other side of the world or just like the continent. It's on like the other side of the continent, because if you can see in this map, there's this is where her Assassin's Guild is in Rifthold, and she goes all the way down here to the Silent Assassin. So it's like a really far distance. So she goes there to train with the Mute Master, who is the master of the Assassin's Guild, and she has to train with him, and she has to get an approval in 1 month, an approval letter from him in order to go back to Arobin, because Arobin was very, very mad about this whole thing, and he like basically has raised her since she was like a kid, and she's like the favored one of Arobin. So she goes there and she's trying to train with the master, and she doesn't get to train with him at first. She meets this other girl, Ansel, and she becomes really good friends with her, and they like, it's kind of about them training, and over like the whole month it kind of just like, you know, flashes forward of like different times of like training, and she meets like the assassin's son, and something kind of happens with them, and then it goes through, and it turns out that there's a like lord or king or whatever who has been trying to kill the assassins for a while, and Ansel is in communication with them, with the king. She's the only one that gets sent there, and then turns out there's a traitor amongst the assassins that has been giving information to this guy, and comes to find out it's Ansel, and she tries to kill the master, but Kalena stops her and saves everyone, and then she tells Ansel that, like, you know, she lets her get away, but it's a very hard, like, betrayal for her and friendship for her. Then after that, she gets her letter from the Mute Master, and her training from him, and then she goes back to her Assassin's Guild, and that's when it's the assassin in the underworld. And for this one, she goes back to the Assassin's Guild, and Arobin like apologizes. Also, another thing, Sam, while she was getting beat up by Arobin, was yelling "I'll kill you" to Arobin over and over again, and her and Sam kind of have like a love-hate relationship. Like, they don't really like each other, they always make fun of each other, but then with the whole pirate lord thing, they got like really close with it, and she was realizing she really misses Sam, and like she didn't do anything with the other assassins, the Mute Master's son, because she also was kind of realizing she might have feelings for Sam. And so then the assassin in the underworld, she goes back there, and Arobin like apologizes to her and says that like he shouldn't have done that, and like he like showers her with all these gifts, but the Mute Master gave her enough money that she can pay off her debt to Arobin so that she doesn't have to live with him anymore, and she can kind of do her own thing. So she's trying to figure out a time to do that, and then basically Arobin says that there is a like task for her to kill this one guy and take these slave lists and these slave house lists from this guy and give them to Arobin, and Arobin will give them to the person that hired him. And he says that the guy that she's stealing these from, I think his name is Donoval, the guy she's stealing them from, Donoval, is apparently like a bad guy, and he's trying to like kill slaves, and he's not trying to help them and everything. And so it's basically goes through like her tasks of trying to scope out the Donavals, and it's Donoval's wife that's trying to get this list from him and the safe houses from him, and that hired Arobin. And she goes to like scope out Donoval's house and all this stuff, and Sam ends up joining her. They kind of like have a little fight, and then they kind of get together and like become friends again. He ends up helping her out trying to get this done, and then she said she'll split the profits with him and all of this. And then it's just like going through them, finding Donoval's stuff, trying to figure out how to like take him down. She ends up almost dying because she got caught. They come up with another plan to get Donoval. They finally get Donoval, and she kills him, and she gets the list, and then she gives it to Arobin, and it turns out that Arobin was actually lying, and the list was for the wife to go threaten all these slave houses and these slave people that they have to like agree with her. So it was actually the opposite. Donoval was actually a really good guy, and Arobin was tricking her and all of this stuff. Arobin is just horrible. And so then she ends up telling him that she's leaving and she doesn't want to see him again, and she pays off Sam's debt, and her and Sam, they end up like kissing and getting together. And then she has an apartment, and so she has her and Sam move into this apartment, and they like leave the Assassin's Guild and tell Arobin like he needs to just leave, like or leave them alone. So then it goes on to the Assassin the Empire, where they're trying to survive without the Assassin's Guild and without like hits, like because they don't have any money right now. So Arobin is like kind of taunting them. He talks with them. They have to like pay a due to get out of the Assassin's Guild, and he tells them to pay like this much money, and it's literally the same amount of money they have in their bank accounts. So Sam goes out of his way and he finds a job for them, but it's killing the like crime lord of the city and his second in command. And so they go through, they're trying to figure all this out. Sam says that he'll kill the second in command, and then she can kill the crime lord by herself. She didn't want to do that, and Arobin came and like was like warning them and saying like they can't do it, like they shouldn't trust that, but they need the money. And so they go through this whole plan. They have this whole plan made up, and Sam's supposed to be back at a certain time, and she's like pacing the room, and he hasn't come back. So she goes out and tries to find him, and she can't find him. And the second in command, his name's Farron. He's like a horrible guy. He like really tortures people and like people he catches. And so she can't find Sam, and then Arobin shows up and tells her that Farron brought Sam's body to the Assassin's Guild because he didn't realize he wasn't living there anymore. And so she goes there and she makes Arobin take her to the Assassin's Guild, and she doesn't believe it. And it turns out that Sam is dead, and Farron did some horrible things to him. I was like sobbing my eyes out. It was horrible. And it's just like, you know, what could have been type of thing. So then she goes and she's like enraged, and Arobin like tries to lock her away, and someone must have tipped off that Sam was gonna be there, but she doesn't know who. And then she goes to the crime lord's house, and she like jumps through the window, and there's a whole bunch of people in there, and she kills the crime lord. She kills like a bunch of guards. And then this smoke comes in, and Farron has her, and he ends up actually turning her in. Apparently like this was all planned, and he turns her into the king, and the king decides to sentence her to one of the slave camps in Dovier. I'm not sure how to say it, but he enslaves her there for I think 5 years, and the most someone lives there is like 3 months or something like that. And then at the end it shows Farron and Arobin together, and Farron like asks Arobin, I thought you were supposed to like save her. I thought you were supposed to get her. He was like, no, maybe this will teach her a lesson. And then Farron asks him like, why did you do this? And Arobin said, because I don't like sharing my belongings. So Arobin's a horrible human being, and I hope he gets what's coming to him, because he's just disgusting. But yeah, so Arobin apparently betrayed her, and she didn't even know that. And then at the end of the book, it's just her going to the salt mines where the slaves are, and her trying to be positive for Sam and for her, and trying not to just like succumb to basically the end of her life. So that's the Assassin's Blade. It's very good. I recommend reading it beforehand. It came out afterwards, but I would definitely read it beforehand. I think it's the better way to do it. And then the Throne of Glass starts off with her being in the salt mines in slavery for a year. The prince, Dorian, shows up and is propositioning her to be a champion in this like game that the king is like setting, and it can give her, after serving the king and him for 5 years, well it says 6 years, after serving for 6 years she gets her freedom, and then she negotiates with him, and she gets it down to 4 years if she wins. But now she's at the kingdom, and she is just like, it's basically just trying to learn the lay of the land, and the competition's about to start soon. And I'm not sure about this Dorian guy. I'm not sure about, there's a guard, his name is like Chow. I'm not, none of these names, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering so many of these names, but I'm not sure if the head of the guard is like a good guy or not. He seems good, he seems like a decent guy, but I'm not sure. So we'll have to see. It's interesting, it's fun. I do think it's like, sometimes it's hard to get into, but I think I'm just like starting to get into a slump, so I'm trying to just like power through. There's like 8 books, so we'll see. I'm hoping I can read them pretty quickly and that I won't be in a slump and I won't have to like take breaks. But I want to give these the best chance that I can, so if I need to take a break, I will take a break and read something else. But right now I'm on chapter 9. I'm 60 pages in. I'm gonna try to keep reading. Okay, I like the head guard. Chow or Cow. I don't know how to say his name, but I like him. Also, I forgot to say that there is something going on with her past. I'm not entirely sure. I have like a theory of what it is. The author like alludes to it, and there's also like some little sprinkles of probably like foreshadowing in there. All you know is that when she was 8 or 9, she was pulled from a river from Arobin. He pulled her from like a frozen river and basically like raised her from that age up. But she grew up in Terrasen, I think that's how you say it, and she like is very, very scared of the king, and the king ruined like her whole homeland and everything. And the king has also like basically gotten rid of magic and killed like anything associated with magic and like fays. So there's no like fays in this world that we know of, and like the magic's gone. But there's something else besides that. There's definitely something more in this, but I think we'll slowly get the pieces and more information as the time goes on. But I forgot to say that, so I wanted to. Oh, also, we just found out for the competition, no one knows that she's the assassin, and so they're giving her a fake name, and her fake name is Lillian Gordania. That's all. Okay, I'm about, I don't know, maybe like 70% through the book. I'm on chapter 36 right now, and so I just wanted to give a bit of an update because I can't remember the last time I updated, and there's a lot that's been happening. I've been listening to it because I've just been having a hard time getting into reading it, but the audiobook's really nice. It actually helps me understand how to say people's names, because apparently her name is actually Selena. Didn't know that. And the guard's name is actually Kaol. I didn't realize that either. So basically what's been happening is, I'm trying to think the last thing that I told you about. There's a princess from Elway who is here trying to learn about the culture and the common tongue, and Selena has befriended her, and they've been friends, and they've been talking, they've been hanging out, and she's part of like the Elway rebels, and she helps them. I think she's gonna be like a really good friend of Selena's. I really like her. Then there is all the competitors. There's been competitors dying very weirdly. They've been like, their brains have been eaten, their like organs have been eaten, they've been like scooped out, they're like brutally murdered, and they're not sure how that's happening. There's one of these competitors, his name is Kane, and he's really freaky and freaking me out. And there's like alluding to like he's taking almost like steroids or something, because he keeps like being really fast. He's like gaining a whole bunch of weight and muscle somehow, even though it shouldn't even be possible for him to have that much. And he's kind of freaky. Also, he knows about Selena because they're trying to keep it a secret that she's Selena. They're trying to call her Lady Lillian. What else? Also the queen, the first queen of Adar, the like kingdom or whatever, the first queen, there's like a tomb of hers that Selena found, and the queen is coming to visit from like in like her ghost form Selena, and she's telling her like all about some evil that's happening. There's like Selena is a part of something far bigger than what's going on, and the queen, I think her name is Elena, she was a fae, even though there's no like magic and stuff in the world, but she says there's an evil. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of magic coming back. But there's something going on with Cain. There's some craziness happening with that. My theory is that Cain is the one that is like eating these people or doing something with these people and their organs to like gain some power from it. I'm not entirely sure. Also, I think her and Dorian are gonna get together. There's something like happening there. He keeps like visiting her, and they're like, they talk about how they're attracted to each other and stuff, and she says all the time that she wants to kiss him, and I'm just like, I personally like her with Kaol at this point. Like, Kaol seems very sweet, and there's been some like a little bit of like flirtation going on with them. I would personally like her more with Kaol than Dorian, but I think she's gonna be with Dorian. I'm not entirely sure, but that's basically what's happening now. She's just trying to win the championship, or win the competition and become the king's champion. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm almost through the book. I didn't even realize that. I'm pretty far through. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I don't know, I think I'm kind of getting into a book slump, so I think that's why I'm having a hard time reading it, but I'm really trying to get through it. And I am enjoying it, especially listening to it. I'm really enjoying it listening to it. Also, she has a pronunciation guide in the back, which is really nice. Look. I only have this much left, so not too bad. Okay, I just want to give an update. I'm gonna go back to listening to it. I only have a bit more left to listen to. I have like 4 more chapters and some crazy stuff is going down. I didn't talk about this last update, but there's these things called word marks that are like carvings etched into the ground and stuff that are some old, I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I think there's some old like almost language that's like for portals or opening things. It has something to do with what's going on. And also, I was right, it is Cain. Cain's the one that's doing something, and he's got some random like beast that's helping him out, and she got caught by it, but she fought against it because of the amulet that Elena gave her. Also, Nehemia apparently has been lying about how well she can speak the common tongue, so that was kind of like I thought she was like bad, but I think she's actually fine. I think she has other things getting planned, but I don't know if she's like bad. Selena's working on the competition right now, but the king changed it and it's actually a fight to the death between Cain and Selena. So it's kind of all going down. Also, her and Dorian stuff's been happening with them. I'm not sure how I like them together yet. I think Dorian's fine, but I don't know yet. And I really like her and Kaol, but nothing's happened with her and Kaol, but it kind of seems like there could be something that happens with them. It's getting really crazy though. Also, she's told a couple people who she is. Like one of the other competitors, Nox, he was another like thief. She told him who she was and she's been protecting him and he escaped. That's good. But yeah, it's kind of going crazy. Everything's going down. So we'll see who wins and what happens with Cain and everything. But right now, he must have like poisoned her or something because she's feeling nauseous while trying to fight him. Another thing I forgot to mention is there's a lady at the court, Caltaine, who's trying to get with Dorian, and also she's like on drugs or something, but she's been drugging or trying to drug Selena, and she's been like super against Selena, and her and the Duke, who is the person who brought Cain into the competition, have been kind of like scheming together. It was getting really intense on the audiobook, so I think I'm going to read and possibly either listen and read while I finish up the book or just finish up the book because it was getting crazy. I literally have this much left. She's dueling Cain right now and she's drugged, and so everyone's just watching her get torn apart. Like Kaol and Dorian are just watching her get torn apart and no one's doing anything about it. It's very intense. And apparently Cain knows about her family. We're getting a little bit of a snippet into her family. Also, stupid Cain over here. Like, oh, is this all you have to offer? Like, he's some big stuff. Bro, the only reason she's losing is because she's drugged. She would tear you up in a heartbeat. Kaol, I love Kaol. Uh-oh, she's seeing freaking demons and what? Winged creatures? And he took the amulet. What is happening right now? Yes, Queen Elena is coming in clutch. Yeah, exactly. Dorian, okay, first off, she won. I knew she would because Elena took away the poison and Cain is a wuss. Next, Nehemia was helping. She was doing something weird with her fingers and she was creating symbols. It helped. Also, Kaol actually did something. He was telling her to get up and he was trying to help her, Bro, Dorian's now over here like, I should have stopped it. I should have helped when she was drugged. I hope he gets better because honestly, I don't really like Dorian. I like Kale way better at this point, and that's probably like some would say the wrong opinion, but Dorian's over here, I should have stopped, I should have helped. Even Kale helped. Exactly, bro. What are you doing? You're the freaking king's son. You're the prince. Why can't you help do something? Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, hold on. What is happening right now? Cain just tried to kill Selena because the king and him were doing something. So then Kale stepped in front and Kale killed Cain. What does that mean though? Now Kale is freaking out and Selena is freaking out. Why? Did something happen? Did I miss something? Am I dumb? What? Oh my gosh, she's so stupid. Yeah, I don't know what Kaltain thought was gonna happen. The Duke just freaking betrayed her and told the king that she poisoned Selena. I don't know what she thought. She's so stupid. What the heck? Ain't no way bro just said what a great politician she could have been if she was born a man. Bro, she could kill you in 2 seconds. There's still magic in the world. I really like Nehemia. Okay, so turns out Nehemia's like generations of her family has been using the word marks for good, but they could also be used for evil. Cain, they're not sure how, but Cain found out how to use them to summon demons from the in-between, but he didn't know how to control them or keep them away. So Nehemia has been sending back all the demons he's been summoning, and she's the one that opened the portal to get Elena to come and help Selena. Selena, because the poison could see the other world, and Cain looked like a demon because some of the stuff had seeped into his soul. They're not sure how he knew how to do that, so that's kind of concerning. But also apparently there's a mark that appears on Selena's forehead that's a word mark, and neither Nehemia doesn't know what it means. No one knows what it means, but what's concerning is the king's seen it before, so hopefully the king doesn't question her about it. But Nehemia is obviously not here to make a truce with the king of Endarlan. She's trying to figure out his plans. Uh-oh. The king knows about the word marks and has been using them. Him and the Duke have been using them on Cain and Kaltain with these obsidian rings. This is not good. I like her and Kay all together. I don't know if anything's gonna happen between them, but I like them. Nehemia had said something about he cares for you more than even both of you realize. And then just now he came to see her after not seeing her for a week, and they were talking. He just seemed so sincere. And then they hugged. And like she said, then after a moment his arms wrapped around her, keeping her close to him, so close that as she shut her eyes and breathed him in, she couldn't tell where he ended and she began. Her heart beat so quickly, and yet she felt utterly calm, as if she could have stayed there forever and not minded, stayed there forever and let the world fall apart around them. That sounds like she likes him. And then freaking Dorian walked in. She's finally gonna be the king's champion, and Selena just told Dorian that they can't be together. So maybe there's hope after all. Bro, I like them together. I like Kale and Selena together. He just came to visit her, and she said she ended it, and he's like happy about it. They just have so much more to, like, they just fit together way more. Like, they have so much more in common. It kind of sucks because the king is a horrible person and is going to make her do some crazy stuff, but I am glad that she's the champion because she is eventually going to be able to be free. But he just said that if she fails a task, he's going to kill Kaol. I swear if Kaol dies, it's over. I finally finished it. I feel very different about this book. I'm not quite sure how I like it yet. It got really good, but it took me a while to get into, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know if it's because I'm just like in a reading slump or what. But we can add that to the red. And then the next book, wait, is the next book Crown of Midnight or Air of Fire? Crown of Midnight. Next book. This one is, how many pages is this? This one's 418 pages. It's crazy, when she made these books, she was just now releasing ACOTAR, and now she has so many books and so many series. But this will be the next book. I'll probably listen to that one as well, a lot of it. See ya when we're reading the next book. Bro. So we just found out that Selena asked Kaol if he knew a man named Rook Ferran, who's the guy who killed Sam. And apparently Kaol said that him and 3 of his men were found dead. And apparently they were killed by Wesley. Wesley was Arabin Hamel's like second in command, his like personal guard, and he tried to stop Selena before she could go to kill the crime lord and Ferran because he knew it was a trap, and so he tried to stop her. And that's just so sweet. But then also Arabin Hamel had him killed, and now Selena's like piecing together everything. Poor Wesley. Something's happening. Are we gonna get a romance between Selena and Kaol? I am gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy. Bro, I like them together. I want them to be together. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun. I forgot I had this Throne of Glass coloring book. So I thought it'd be fun to listen to the second book as I color, because it kind of goes along, you know what I mean? So I thought that'd be fun. So I'm gonna color, listen to the audiobook, and see how far I can get. The mercenary threw Irene to the ground and drew the sword from across his back, a broad, wicked-looking blade, but his companion didn't even shout. More silence. "Come out, you bleeding coward," the ringleader growled. "Face us like a proper man." A low, soft laugh. Irene's blood went cold. Silba, protector. She knew that laugh, knew the cool, cultured voice that went with it. Just like how you proper men surrounded a defenseless girl in an alley. With that, the stranger stepped from the mists. She had 2 long daggers in her hands, and both blades were dark with dripping blood. From The Assassin and the Healer. Okay, I'm gonna do some more coloring. It's actually pretty interesting and fun to color along while listening to the book. I would definitely suggest. They have a coloring book for ACOTAR as well, so that would be really fun. But also, I found this audiobook on YouTube, and what's really nice is she puts, oh gosh, you can't, the glare is so bad. She puts, like, okay, focus. You can kind of see it because the glare is really bad, but she puts like fan art that goes along with it. So she'll put like, if whoever she's talking about or a scene that's happening, she put the fan art in there, and it's free and it's on YouTube and it's the whole book. I'm really enjoying it. And she has all the chapters, everything. Also, a couple things have happened. Kaol and Selena, there's stuff going on with there. Something's gonna happen. I just know it, and I really like them together. Also, Selena told Nehemia about everything that was happening, and there's something going on with Nehemia as well. Everything, just something going on with everyone. The person that Selena's supposed to kill, I'm not sure I trust him. He acts like he doesn't know what he's doing, but I think he is actually not that great of a person, and I think we're about to find out because we're in that chapter right now. She's talking to him, and he's given some fishy stuff. Nehemia made a comment to Dorian that he has something inside him or something like that that hasn't been unleashed, and I think Dorian might have powers. I don't know, but I'm thinking he might. And Nehemia said she'll be there and help him and stuff, so we'll see. They gave Roland. Also, I didn't mention Roland because I didn't realize he was going to be a important part of the story. Roland is Dorian's cousin, and he's now like on the council and stuff. He knows the stuff that's happening with the king in Parrington. He has a ring now too, and the ring is like their magic, whatever that the king in Parrington are using. Uh-oh. Also, he's a horrible person. Yes, Dorian, I'm starting to like him now. He's actually speaking up, and he's actually using his title for good. She wants Kaol. She wants to be with Kaol. I knew it. I knew it. They're gonna be together. She's gonna create this world where she wants to be with Kaol. She's gonna do something crazy, but she's gonna create this world so that she can be with Kaol. She deserves it. She deserves the love. I hope Dorian doesn't ruin this. She was about to turn around and walk right back to the vendor when something glistening in the shadows beneath an archway between buildings caught her eye. There were a few hired guards standing around the covered wagon, and a tall, lean man stood behind the table displayed in front of it. But it wasn't the guards or the man or his wagon that grabbed her attention. No, it was what was on his table that knocked the breath from her and made her curse her too light money purse. Spider silk. From The Assassin in the Desert. Things are happening with Selena and Kaol. He said he'd go with her when she leaves and goes wherever she needs to go. I was worried for a second that he would be too loyal to the crown to even think about leaving for her, but he actually would go with. It's so sweet. I liked them together so much. They're so cute. Okay, I'm going to put on the audiobook, and I bought a clear Kindle case, and I have a bunch of stickers, and I bought a pop socket. I'm gonna take some paper, and I'm gonna make Kindle backs to put into case, which I think will be nice. I think it'll look cute. Because this is my case right now. It's kind of a mess. But the stickers, oh, you can't even see it. The problem is the stickers move around too much, so it's annoying. And I don't really like this bar right here. It was nice, but it's stretched out. So I'm going to play the audiobook, and I'm going to make a Kindle case cover thing. I'm not sure I like it, but this is the first one I did. Stuff is going down in the book. Kale's just been captured. You're kidding me right now. No way Nehemia just died, bro. What? There's no way he knew. There's no way Kale knew. Did I miss? Was I not paying attention? There's no way Kale knew that the king was going to kill Nehemia. He said that. Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh my gosh. What is Kale doing? Okay, I wanted to show you guys some of the Kindle things I made. I'm not super happy with how all of them turned out, but they're not bad. I think I just need to get more. I need to get more stickers, I think. I'll show you them in the order that I made them. Okay, so first, this one. Then this one. This one's kind of, I really like this one, except for I messed it up there, but ignore that part. But this is cute. I don't have a small sticker to put on it, though. And then this was the last one I made. I think I just need to get more stickers, because I kind of want to get, like, some themed ones that go along with, like, certain books. And then I can, like, make book-themed ones. But let me show you them in my Kindle. And it's easy. You just take the case, and it just slides in there. Like this. And you put the Kindle in. I haven't actually tested them yet. Let's see how it works. Cute. It actually looks way better actually in the case. Okay, let me change it out. Sorry if I sound sick or look sick. I don't really feel too well. So that's probably why, but I'm going to try to finish Crown of Midnight. I think I'm pretty much like 80% through. Let me find where I'm at. Okay, I have this much left, so almost done. So I'm gonna sit here and try to finish it. I think I can, because it's only a couple more chapters. It's like this much. That's easy. I'm gonna put on a playlist and get started. Bro, stuff's going down. I never trusted Archer from the beginning. He seemed like a crook. But now, I don't know why Selena even opened up the freaking portal, bro. Oh my gosh, she did not think this through. Okay, I took a break, but now I'm actually here to finish. Archer is such a freaking loser, bro. They're leaving Kale? Are you kidding me? Wait, hold on. What? Okay. Oh, okay. Hold. Pause. First off, Selena is Fae. What? I knew she would have magic, but I didn't realize she was literally Fae. And she doesn't actually look like a mortal. She just revealed all this to Kale. Dorian doesn't know. Also, why is now Kale freaking out? Like, I understand he's like, you know, trying to figure out her magic, but why would he not touch her afterwards? He like dropped her on the ground. Also, Fleetfoot almost died. I swear, Sarah J. Maas, count your days if you kill this dog. That sounds a little threatening. Not in a real sense. I'm not actually threatening. But this is actually getting crazy. This is getting crazy. Also, why is she now running after freaking Archer? I understand it, but also, girl, you're like dying. Ain't no way Archer just mentioned Sam. Okay, he's actually fine. He was just like a little freaked out, but he's not gonna like turn her in or anything. He's kind of acting normal. But also, Selena can turn from her Fae form to a human form. She can shift, but in the like world, because there's no magic, she can't shift anymore. That's crazy. Oh, I love Kale so much. I love him. He's trying to convince the king to send Selena to Wendelin, which is the last place where there's a Fae stronghold. And he's gonna do it like under the guise that she's gonna get in there, but in order to do that, he's gonna go back to his homeland and like serve under his dad, even though he doesn't want to do that and he doesn't want to be there. But he's doing it because he loves her. This isn't good though, because I don't think Selena's gonna like Kale's idea, and so it might cause like a rift between them. I love that. I knew it. I kind of suspected that Selena was the Princess of Terrasen, or the Lost Queen or whatever, but I wasn't sure. But she is. Kale just found out Selena is the princess that supposedly died. I think her name's Aylin. Maybe it has a how to pronounce things. It's like Aelin or something like that. That's crazy. That was good though. I like that one. I like this one more, I think, than the other books. Assassin's Blade I really liked, but I think I like this one more than Throne of Glass. But next is Air of Fire, but I'm gonna leave that for another day. Okay. Hello, editing Miranda here. When I started editing the video for both videos for the Reading Throne of Glass, I decided to split it up into 3 different vlogs because I realized that if I didn't split it up, then it would be like 3 hours long. So I am doing books 1 through 3. I'm having Assassin's Blade be book 1, and then I'm going to do book 4 and 5 in a vlog, and then 6, 7, and 8 are going to be their own vlog. So just wanted to pop on here and explain that. So stay tuned for the other vlogs coming out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So peace.